Hey, YouTube. I'm Bricksmith, and welcome to Forever Sorting with Kevin Sparks Hinkle.
Oh, it's happened. We fused.
Yeah, you are now one and the same. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Welcome.
Hey, welcome back to another episode, another special episode.
Special. We did it to you again, folks.
We did it again, right? Don't worry. We're about to get to the mad dash of the end of the tail. All right, you'll be there soon enough.
And spoilers ahead. No.
Spoiler alert. But hey, everybody, welcome back to Forever Sorting. We are celebrating the launch of Volume 3 of my comic series, Bricks in the Middle, with a
Wait, Kevin, you do comic books?
surprise. I've only mentioned it on every intro.
You do funnies?
I do funnies.
You draw pitters? Wait, they pay you for that?
Nobody pays me for it.
Nobody.
Nobody pays me for it. But Volume 3 launched on June 1st. And so by the time you guys see this, hopefully you've already read the comic. You haven't been terribly disappointed. And you've been able to check out the brand new site. But today is not necessarily all about new, because I'm going to tell you guys all about how we got to where we are at right now.
Dude, let me tell you something. Before we get started, I just let you guys know I really, really enjoy the comics that he does. I am ready for the coffee table book.
Nice.
Of Sweet. All of them. I want a pre-order. I want it signed. I want his hair and DNA in it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I want it all, Kevin.
I love it.
And if you guys haven't read it already, there's already some out on the internet and and published in magazines. You definitely need to get on the ball, catch up the old stuff, and then go forward to the new stuff.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. It's got the Bricksmith seal of approval, folks.
There it is. Pink Bucket Nation
Kevin,
approved.
What?
Pink Bucket Nation approved.
Pink Bucket Nation approved. Grand Poobah and all. Hey, Kev.
Yes.
Hey, Kev.
Yes, you have a question.
Yeah. Where can they find you on the internet, Kevin?
Yes. So if you guys have any interest in finding me,
hey, Kevin.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on social media at Mr. Kevin Hinkle. You can also go to my website at kevinahinkle.com. If you'd like to follow just my artwork as a freelance artist, you can follow at Mr. Hinkle Draws on social media. The YouTube channel I use here is also at Mr. Hinkle Draws. And the comic series that we're talking about today, Bricks in the Middle, you can find information about that at bricksinthemiddle.com or on social media at BITM Comics. And last but not least, AFL shirts, which is another very important service.
AFL. Not a full.
I'm not going to change how I say it. So AFL shirt.
You could just be wrong.
That's fine. It's quite all right. As long as I don't say awful, that's all that really matters. And there are people, it has been spoken in real life and not as a joke. Bless their hearts indeed. That is a service I run with Klitsch. Klitsch is a new person we've just invented. That's a new comic character.
Hashtag all the Klitsch, folks.
All the Klitches. Clutch, Bricks on the Dollar. Chris, I like that. That's a character name I want to use.
Yeah, it's in there now. Go to the website.
It'll be Clutch's rival. Klitsch. But bricksonthedollar.com is the place to go to find out.
You called him that.
He'll I think he watches and listens still.
I believe you might have got an episode or one or two.
But you can find out more information about that service where I design a Lego inspired t-shirt every month. We have crossed into June, so the Black Falcons shirt will be shipping out in a couple weeks.
I have a question for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, I have a question.
I think you have a question in the back. Yep.
Kevin, can you hear me? I have a question.
Yeah, you.
Kevin, are you there?
With your hand up?
Kevin? Kevin?
You can hear me. I know you can.
Is Kevin, folks, tell me right now in the chat, in the comments below, is Kevin even talking right now? No. Kevin, I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any end to the AFall shirts in sight that you know of?
At this point, no.
I love it.
No. Anything could change, but at this point, no.
I respect what you're saying.
Yeah.
As to Kevin's current knowledge on this date, the year of our Lord,
Yes.
there is no end in sight.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's what all the AFOLs wanted to hear.
Exactly. And with the Black Falcons design, we're at 13 designs. So that's over a year, over a year's worth of designs. I need to start designing the new one. I still don't even know what it is yet. I have no idea.
Hey, put down in the comments below what you want Kevin to do next.
That would be very helpful. If you have a Lego theme in mind,
please,
that I have not yet illustrated in some manner. But yeah, I appreciate
hybriding them, doing hybrids of two themes, mix mash two themes.
Yeah,
like they did when they did Time Cruisers.
Right. Put that down.
Space and Pirates.
Time Cruisers is a great one. I love Time Cruisers. So yeah, and that does help me. For every shirt sold, I do see percentage of the sales, so that does help me out.
More poetry.
Exactly. So hey, to the meat and potatoes of today, right?
Are we there yet?
We're here.
All right.
We're gonna talk about bricks in the middle.
I want to. I want to hear about it.
Talk about that guy back there.
That guy.
Boop, 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 boop. So I'm going to talk about bricks in the middle. As always, Julian, please ask questions as they pop up.
I do. I feel like sometimes I fail you, and then I ramp it up, and I'm just goofier the next time. So
maybe sometimes,
I may go into a shtick about not being able to hear you or asking 1,000 questions. Hey, Kevin, I have a question.
Do you already?
No, not at all.
Okay. So
wait, do I? Pretty much anything to just throw you off is fun for me.
So the thing I love about this program
is that we're on it.
No, but it's a place that actually can culminate things, stories, interesting information, tidbits and stuff, not just about my life, but for me, it has been helpful because I feel like a lot of the things I share have been shared in bits and pieces all over the place.
Yes, that was my main goal to do this whole
show. That was
one
of your
a year ago.
Yeah. And so when it comes to bricks in the middle as a thing, I feel like I have shared bits and pieces all over the place.
Yeah, but not a lot.
Not a lot.
Less than the Lego.
Right. And not in one spot.
No, I challenge anyone to go get all the bricks in the middle information off of YouTube and put it all in the same place. I dare you. I challenge you. It'll take you 18 years.
Well, and there's been a lot of stuff for bricks in the middle that I don't know was ever even recorded.
Right.
So like we have hosted Matthew and I. Matthew is my partner with Bricks in the Middle. We have hosted 2 panels at Lego fan events about bricks in the middle. As far as I know, neither panel was ever recorded.
Okay.
There's photos that are floating around.
Is he coming to Alabama in January?
Probably not.
Okay, well, I'm gonna request that you do a panel about bricks in the middle, and then I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna stick it on my channel.
Okay, that's fair.
Done and done.
That's fair.
And it'll go along with that other thing you talked to me about wanting to do on the slide.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it with the group, and then we'll record that and we'll show them how it works in real life.
That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Brick Fair, Alabama, 2020 hype.
Cannot wait.
So, no problem. No problem. So
I need to write this down.
So before there was bricks in the middle, before there was even an idea for a thing that would be called bricks in the middle, there was this thing.
I've seen that before.
We have talked about this in one of our earlier episodes. This is a comic. This is an official comic distributed, printed by the Lego Group. Where's the logo? There's the logo.
Look how much it cost.
It was free. See? Free. And I won't go into super detail because I've already done that before.
I think you should.
On this show.
Right.
But this was something that was produced at the request of Lego by a great illustrator, Greg Highland. You can find him online. He goes by on Instagram. If you guys want to follow him on Instagram, he actually goes by Creepy Artist Greg Highland, I think is his name. It's a long
I want to say I looked it up
handle.
last time.
And he's actually been working on his new book called Monster Atlas Volume 2. So a lot of his drawings have been like creatures and stuff. But he's a great illustrator. He's an awesome guy. He lives in Ontario in Canada. And he made this at Lego's request.
It is Gregory Highland, creepy artist.
Okay, Gregory. Does it say Gregory on there?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. All right.
Hold on.
There it is with the frog. The frog is what's important.
Yeah. Share with the class. There he is.
There he is.
There you go.
That's him.
Oh, look. Mr. Kevin Hinkle's following him.
He doesn't even put Lego at all in his like bio. He's like artist of everything but the Lego stuff. So Greg has been hired officially by Lego numerous times to draw storyboards for commercials. He has been hired in the past to do other illustrative work. A lot of his stuff is usually used for developmental stuff, though, so people don't see it at the end of the day.
That's a shame, Lego. You know how much money Lego would make if they sent out these prints, these 101 prints? That had, I mean, look, you just think about how successful Clutch's posters are.
Yep.
And
yeah, no, there's a
place.
There's a market for it.
There is.
But what he's most known for now in the community is that he makes the comics called AFLs, and it appears in just about every issue of Brick Journal magazine up until a couple months ago, and I'll explain that later. Okay. But he still makes comics about Lego fans and Lego and the hobby and the community. Some examples inside the comic of his work. But at the time, Lego's community team said, we want to equip Lego or adult fans of Lego with a thing that they can turn around and give to someone else that says, this is who we are.
Gotcha.
And that's it. Simple, one sentence, don't take a lot of time. Because the thing is we all know as adult Lego fans, when we go to shows, cons, lug displays, and we bring out our stuff and we talk about it, it's always a conversation, right?
Always.
Some people love the conversation. Some people don't love the conversation. Some people don't even want to have the conversation. But the thing is you saying, I am an adult who still enjoys Lego, this is what I do with it, is a long-winded conversation. That's what it's going to be.
Yep.
The person you're talking to will not accept the one sentence answer. It's not going to happen.
I had I'm going to cut you off real quick and tell the story about my experiences with non-Lego people. I had a former coworker. He was
Muggles.
He was a 6'7", 375-pound offensive tackle for the University of Arkansas.
Yep.
Turned guard. Turned juvenile guard. And he looked at me and God bless him. He goes, "You still play with them Legos?"
Yeah, there it is.
He did that about once a month. And he said it in such a derogatory term.
Sure.
Just disdain in his voice. I'm like, yeah, do you still eat? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Do you still eat?
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I just needed to share.
No, it's great. That
lovely gentleman. Other than that
right there highlights why when you're at a show or even when you're at a show, like, imagine this. You're at a show about Lego that someone already knew was about Lego, and they went to that show, brought their kids or whatever, and they're like, there are people here that are over the age of 5 that are building with Lego. But it's always this long-winded conversation. Yep. And so, the community team, which was definitely not even probably named that at the time, it had some weird name, had budget, had money, and thought this would be a cool idea. Hire this illustrator, make these comics. This talks all about who Lego adult fans are.
Yeah.
Print them, ship them to all the Lego user groups at the time. When this was done, this was 2004. You're correct. Yep. 2004. There was probably 50 lugs.
Come at me with damn Lego knowledge. I'll show you.
You got it. Yep. And they could give them away, and that's what they did. They gave them away to the public. I love this. I cherish this. This was awesome for me. This was a huge inspiration to a lot of things in my Lego career. Me as a fan.
Only one left.
There's a couple, but this is like pristine too. Look at this. This is like Ooh. So this really important. Fast forward to, oh goodness, 2000 and probably 12,
Okay.
2012, maybe 2011. And now I'm in the community team. I'm in Enfield, Connecticut. And I'm also an artist. I'm a creative. I want to make stuff. And this comic was still going. By no means did it vanish. It was just now printed into Brick Journal magazine. But my boss at the time, Jim, we've mentioned him several times on this program.
Oh, legit question.
Yes.
The magazine, it's printed. Is this a part you're going to get to? Does Lego approve? Is it still being produced by Lego in that magazine, or is this gentleman doing his own thing for that magazine?
Yeah, this was a one and done.
Okay,
this happened once, and it was done. The comic, still by the same name, Aphils, still happens, and happened as soon as this was done in Brick Journal magazine. So Brick Journal magazine.
Does Lego not own the word AFOL or the acronym AFOL?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
You were talking about Jim, lovely gentleman. Nice to meet him.
Yes.
Doing great things now.
Yep.
And go.
So we were having a conversation, and we were discussing this. How could we bring this back, or how could we do this again, or how could we do something like it or better than it, or something like this, equipping the fans with a tool that they could hand out that's cool and neat. And Jim, as my boss and as someone who was trying to inspire me in my work outside of just my logging into emails, that's a sign of a good boss, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who identifies the things that the passions their employees have and try to find ways to let them use that at work.
Absolutely.
And so he wanted to find something that I could use my art background and my creativity in to accomplish that goal. So we had talked about making like a continuation of this. Mm-hmm. What's really important for me to say is we weren't looking to be like, well, let's never talk to Greg again. That's wasn't in the conversation. Greg is obviously
Kevin. Yeah, Jim.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah.
Is that how it went down?
Wait, what?
Hey, Jim. Yeah, Kevin. Is Greg out? Yep.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Yeah, we did not have that. We did not have that talk.
Is that joke now? Is that joke's not landing?
Maybe it. I don't know. Is it a reference?
No. It's just you and Jim having the conversation where you guys are wink, nudge,
oh
nudge,
yeah, no,
and saying that Greg's done.
Yeah, no, I didn't happen.
You guys are taking over the world.
I got you. Yeah.
It's not funny. It's not, folks.
I'm sorry.
Great night. Remember, gotta love those bricks. Bye, everybody.
Peace out, everybody. So, yeah, because we, as with a lot of things, at some point, the word got out to the community that we were having this kind of brainstorming and we were trying to do a thing. And I remember there were a couple people in the community out there that were a little miffed at us that we didn't just hire Greg and do a volume 2 or whatever. But
whoa. You're telling me there were AFOLs
that were upset about something
that Lego did?
Yeah.
No way.
I know. But just for the record, didn't even discuss it. It wasn't part of the discussion. We were just like, can we do a thing? Can it be cool? And as I said, Jim was my boss. He was looking for ways for me to apply my passions at work. And so we didn't necessarily look at comics because remember at school, we all learned this. I studied animation. And so we were thinking of doing a stop motion version of this kind of thing, like maybe little skits or something. But again, about educating people about what are Lego fans and why do they do what they do.
Oh, you guys did the thing from Jurassic Park where the old man
Dino DNA.
There it is. That's what I'm talking
a little like
about.
dancing DNA strand.
Dude, if you do not draw that, you're in trouble.
I know DNA. So we combine every Lego adult fan with DNA from a frog, and
there it is. Nailed it.
Yeah. So we started brainstorming this thing, whatever this thing was going to be, but we kind of were looking at stop motion. And Jim's also a writer, as we know too now, because he's written a book
Yeah, he
with
did.
Megan, who we had on our program. And so we were brainstorming together and trying to come up with whatever this thing was. And we were just doing this like in between things at work, in between meetings, or maybe during lunch that day. Because Jim and I actually had lunch together almost every day, which is maybe kind of weird for some people to have lunch with their boss every day, but I
Hey,
did.
you know.
I can say this: after Jim left, never had lunch with my boss again. Never. I had lunch with my boss every now and then when they would come over from Denmark, but and it was usually, interesting. But so we would talk about it during lunch. We talk about it in between important things, and we started to flesh out whatever this concept was. I remember a particular taxi ride in New York City when we were going to visit DK Publishing. They make all the Lego books.
Yeah, they do.
We were in the taxi cab driving, and I was, again, a random moment to talk about the project. And I said, yeah, I've been trying to think of a name for it because I don't know what to name it. And he was like, well, tell me again, like, what are you thinking? I said, well, I don't want to be too far in any direction. Like, I want to kind of cater to all Lego fans, casual, hardcore, builders, collectors, sellers, resellers. I kind of want to just be somewhere in the middle, but it has to have bricks in it because everything has bricks in it. Like this was like legit me having this conversation with him in the taxi.
Wow.
And so he's like,
going.
and he goes, why don't you just call it bricks in the middle then? I was
there
like,
it is. That's a pretty good idea.
That could work.
Yeah.
And so the name for the still not ever, it has never touched paper, was Bricks in the Middle, was born in that taxi cab.
There you go.
Now, separate from that, completely separate from that, having nothing to do with that, I had been doing some sketching just for fun at home, and I was starting to sketch minifigs because it's what you do, right? You see minifigs all day. I'm an artist.
I mean, it seems like the progression, the obvious progression in your life.
So I decided to draw just for fun. Again, nothing to do with this project thing I'm thinking about. A little 4-panel comic strip, and I made it about me,
Kevin.
About me, like 100% me.
There's really nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I wanted to find it to show with you guys. I still have it, but I can't find it right now.
Kevin.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a do better
in the chat?
Do better
in the comments
right now.
Yeah.
Pause the video. Go down there, type it, come on back up.
So the first and I did this again just for fun.
Yeah.
I had come back from an event, and keep in mind I'm the community representative for Lego at this time in my life. I had come back from an event, and during the official Lego group Q&A, I was asked, could you please confirm the rumors we've heard about whatever? And I don't even remember what it was because it doesn't matter, because it was always the same question. Can you please confirm that you're doing this next year? Can you please confirm? And, because leaks are out there and everybody knows, and they just want someone for the Lego logo to fess up.
The zombie minifigs are real.
Yeah. And as per usual, I had to pull, toe the company line. I had to play the PR role. I said, I'm sorry, I can't confirm or deny rumors. I can only talk about information that's already been shared. And there was these rumblings that I had confirmed it, because by not just saying no, I confirmed. And so I started doing research, and it was funny because I found other threads on the internet of other Lego PR people through the years, like at Toy Fair, in Lego stores, where there's this common thing where if they ask a Lego employee if it's a no, they always say no. But if it's a yes, but they can't talk about it, they go, we're sorry, we don't talk about it. And so like there was this understanding in the community, which I get, very clever.
Yeah.
Clever. And I thought it was like, again, clever, sucked, clever. So I drew a comic about me, Kevin as a minifigure, on a stage at a Lego fan event with a microphone, doing this whole thing. So there's a little character who looks very Sparks-ish. It's not Sparks, but looks very Sparks-ish. And he goes, "Hey, can I ask you a question, Mr. Lego guy? Can you please confirm the rumors that Lego is releasing?" And I put in their insert theme here.
Yeah.
And I respond and go, "I'm sorry, we can't confirm or deny rumors. You'll have to look for or wait for officially released information." And the punchline of the comic is the minifig in the audience goes, "I knew it's coming out, because if it wasn't, you would have said no." And he pulls out his phone and immediately starts posting it to social media.
Nice.
That Lego person confirms. And I posted that on Flickr.
Yeah.
I posted it on my DeviantArt page. I still have a DeviantArt account.
Oh, you don't even talk about that. Yeah.
No, it's kind of on its, like, as a social media site, it's on its
Didn't
downfall.
that come out in like 90? Isn't that older than Flickr?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's an art social media for those of you that don't know.
Oh yeah, I was about to say you're not schooling me. I had
Yeah.
my own page at one point.
Everybody in college had a DeviantArt page. When you go to an art school, everyone has one.
I didn't have one in college. I just copied my friends.
So it was up there, and people thought it was really funny. And they were like, "This is great. Are you going to do more of these?" Like, that's what people were calling. And I wasn't planning to do it.
Yeah.
But so that was there, and it just lived on the internet. And I called it. I put AFLs on there. I was a terrible person. I just put AFLs as the title.
You.
But again, this was a huge inspiration to me. And so I was like, AFLs, it's like my comic version of it. And so I ended up doing another. So I drew another one about the same old questions I get at the Q&As. Is Lego bringing back monorail? When is Lego going to be cheaper? Why did you change the grays? 9-volt versus power functions track. Why? Like, there was a period of time for a couple years where every Q&A had those same tired questions. And I'm like, are you asking me because you genuinely want an answer? Or are you messing with me because you're trying to just see if I give you a different one?
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here real quick. Kevin, here's the deal. Every 5 seconds in the world,
Yes.
an AFOL is born.
I know. I'm aware.
And with that comes knowledge. The older an AFOL is, and I don't mean in actual ages, I'm talking like I'm 6.5 years old right now.
Yeah.
That's an AFOL.
Right.
That's my AFOL age.
That's your AFOL. Hey guys, that's actually, we just started something.
Yeah, that is what's your AFOL age, folks?
Did we just come up with another comic for the future? All right, hold on.
You better.
Please continue.
So my AFOL age is 6.5, and in that 6.5 years, depending on what level an AFOL wants to devour information, depends on what they know about your Flickr and your Instagram and your YouTube and your Brothers Brick and your Beyond the Bricks and your all these other your Brick Set and your Brick Link. All these different places give you all sorts of information.
Yeah.
And depending on how much that AFOL gets inundated into, including the shows as well, all the shows, depends on their intelligence when it comes to the Lego. So you get new cats, at your Q&As every time. They're not messing with you, Kevin. They're just infants in this thing called AFOL.
So I know. I'm aware. And
Are
that
you,
was
Kevin?
Yes.
Are you, or do you really think they were messing with you? I think they were messing with you.
But here's the deal, though, is that some of those AFOLs were the same ones that asked the same question every time. And so
those guys wanted to be the first ones told that monorail is coming back. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, according to Kevin, monorail is coming back next year.
Didn't say it. So
Kevin said it before we went live.
No, before we get the Nick edit from the Brickhead family, I did not say it. So put that in there.
Kevin said they're going live.
And we're live. So some people, because I asked them and we had a conversation, were absolutely messing with me because they knew the answer. And they not only had they asked me before, they had asked Jim before, they had asked Steve before, they had asked Jake before, they had asked the lineage of Lego community representatives for their region. And they do it because they think it's funny. They do it because they like to see. But to your point, absolutely new people every time.
Yeah.
And there was a lady who came up to me once, and she was like, "I don't understand. What do you mean the grays are changing?" And I was like, no, don't start this again. And I was like, they're not changing. And also, I sat in once upon a time, not to tangent too much because we got to get back to the story at hand.
Eating potatoes.
But I sat in on a T-full only panel one year at Bricks by the Bay.
No, they have just default panels.
It was a T-full only panel, and the only reason I was there is because the T-full leading it invited me to sit in because I was the Lego rep. That was it.
Wow.
And so I sat in the corner. I said nothing.
Yeah.
And I listened. And at one point, it was fascinating, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, the conversation turned to, why do the adults keep asking about monorail and 9-volt trains? I don't understand what it is, why we want it, but they always ask the Lego people for it. So I think we should all keep asking the Lego people for it.
No.
And I sat there in the corner going, oh my goodness, they're making a whole new generation of the same question. I was like, but like genuinely, the group had no idea what they were.
Wow.
And they talked about it, like sharing what they think they know it is. But they go, but all the adults want it, so we should keep asking Lego for it every time we see them.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, great. So remember,
rock solid
adults, you guys are influential, whether you think you are or not.
Whatever.
To the youngsters.
So don't offend the youngsters. Call them T-falls. What are you doing? The youngsters are K-falls.
There you go. So I made another comic about tired old jokes, and it was another little old, not New York. What did I want to say? Sunday comic strip, and it's like 3 or 4, by side panels, and it was, let's go. We want to go talk to the Lego guy about the Q&A. Which way? And it was a flash mob of all these minifigs, and they all had baseball bats and crowbars and everything. And the punchline of that comic was, why do you guys have all these weapons? And the minifig is like, because we're gonna go beat a bunch of dead horses. And they all, I was like, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious.
Legitimately, that is funny.
And I called that one because again, now we're starting to converge in my life of this project.
Yeah.
So the title of that comic was Aphel's: Bricks in the Middle. That was the name of it. And so things were starting to converge, like subconsciously.
Yeah.
Then Jim left Lego.
Jim who?
Yes. That was 2012.
Okay.
And the project as a Lego project, as a thing at work.
Yep.
Went away. It vanished. Smoke.
Of course it did.
And so that was not going to happen.
Thanks, Jim.
But I did not in any way give up on it as a passion project of my own.
Why would you?
And the comics, the 2 little silly comics I had done, gave me hope that there was some interest out there. And not that there wasn't other Lego comics out there. There was tons of them.
Yeah.
But I thought I had an interesting perspective having dealt with so many for work, for a paycheck. So fast forward a couple years, I got really busy. I inherited half the world on my own. We'll talk about this in the episodic tale soon enough.
Yeah. I've heard this story. This is a good story.
Yeah, I got real busy. I'm talking like unhealthy levels of busy for a good while, for like 2 years. When we get to 2016, somewhere around there, I go, I want to bring it back, but I want to be smart about it because this is a fun project for me outside of work. It has nothing to do with my job.
Yeah.
But I want to be a little bit careful about conflict of interest. And that's why I said, whatever I do is 100% non-commercial.
Yeah.
This is for fun. And that's what it was at its birth. And so I said, all right, so Bricks in the Middle needs to be a thing.
Wait, 2016 is what year we're on?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, because I know the rest of the story, and I'm like, that's quick. Okay.
Yeah. It might be 2015, but
I want to believe it might be earlier, but hey, what do I know for timelines?
No, it is 2015.
Ah, dog, I knew it.
It is 2015.
I corrected him on his own life.
You
Folks.
did it. Good. You twice today. Twice today.
Whatever, bro.
So 2015, I'm like, I want to do this. I can't do it alone because there's a lot of stuff I don't know how to do.
Yeah.
You know, I know how to draw, I know
yeah.
how to illustrate,
See?
but I don't know how to like do a lot of other important things. And so I decided to kind of put it. It was in. I don't even say back burner. It was like so far back in my mind, it was just kind of there. But I decided to bring it up. Like, let's put it in the front burner for now.
Yeah.
And just have that, you know, percolate. So while I was traveling around, you know, for the year, doing what I was doing, I was also kind of looking for somebody in the community that I thought would be a really good partner to work on this project with me, but somebody that would have the skill set and also be connected. It was very important for me to find someone connected to the community that understands.
Yeah.
And that is when I started bumping into Beyond the Bricks, Joshua Hanlon and Matthew Kay over and over and over again.
Who are they?
If you don't know who they are, how are you here? So Beyond the Brick on YouTube, take a look at them. But when they entered,
all right. They do all right.
When their YouTube channel started,
yeah,
it was Joshua Hanlon and Matthew Kay.
Right. I remember them on there.
And John was there. John was doing like, but very part-time.
I think John's my favorite, right?
Yeah.
He's the quiet.
He is the cameraman.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love him to death.
And in the beginning, he was also already working full-time somewhere else, so he just did like part-time editing.
Yeah.
But you know, Matthew is involved with it, and I clicked pretty well with Matthew. I thought he was silly as none other. He made me laugh, and people that make me laugh, I like. I was like, you made me laugh. I like you.
Is that why we're friends?
Is that why this works?
Is it? There it is, folks. Now we know. Because I'm a clown to Kevin.
If you guys don't know, if I don't try hard enough, I try to be funny. All right, that's my goal. I like to bring joy to the world. I try to be funny.
Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin.
Does it work?
Just keep drawing.
Just keep drawing. I'm sorry. But I love it when other people make me laugh. So I was like, man, this guy's awesome. And then I started, you know, watching a lot of their content.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy has Matthew specifically. I'm like, this guy's been in the community a long time. And doing more research and just talking to him, he'd been in the community since he was 11. I was like, okay.
Wait, what? I didn't even know that. Good job.
This guy knows this community. And when I started just having conversations with him, he would know like Julian, when we talk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so, a member of this lug in this state. And you're like, I don't know who that is.
Right.
Like Matthew is the only person that could do that at the same level I could.
So how old is his AFOL age?
I think he's like 25 now.
No, AFOL age.
But yeah, so if he was 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
14?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he's a T-fall in the AFOL.
In his AFOL, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm like, this may be the guy.
Yeah.
And so I shot him an email from my personal account. I didn't use my Lego account. I sent him a personal email. He still has it to this day. He saved it.
Oh.
He actually shared it in our presentation at Brickworld like 2 years ago or whatever, or 3 years ago. I don't remember when it was now. No, it had to be last year. It wasn't while I was at Lego. So it was last year, 2018. And I said, hey, Matthew, here's this thing. I'm thinking about launching a comic series. So at this point, I've established I'm going to keep making comics. That's what it's going to be. Stop motion's cool. I would love to do stop motion, but I'm probably not going to do stop motion anytime soon. But I want to establish a brand, and I want to establish Bricks in the Middle as the brand. And I want to talk about fans. I want it to be funny. I want people to be entertained. Yeah. But I need someone to help me. And I wanted Matthew to be involved. I didn't know how I wanted him to be involved, but I also didn't necessarily know about what he did outside of the community. Then getting to know him personally, spoiler alert, Matthew said yes.
Oh.
He was like, I would love to help you. Let's talk more. Then I learned that Matthew knows about email marketing. He knows about digital marketing. He knows about web development. He knows about social media and social media marketing. At this time, when I really started connecting with Matthew about this project, I had a Flickr account, a DeviantArt page,
Yeah, you did.
and nothing else.
Wow.
And so Matthew was the one who literally trained me how to use Instagram, how to use Twitter, how to use Facebook. My first accounts on all of those platforms were Bricks in the Middle accounts.
Ooh.
So like he started them all down to like username and passwords.
Thank you, Matthew.
And shared them with me saying, all right, we need these. So he agreed and we started working on a comic. And again, I told him, I said, it's very important for you to realize this is outside of work. This is for fun. It's non-commercial thing.
What do you got, Kevin? What is that?
I brought something. If you ever were curious, this is every drawing I've ever done for Bricks in the Middle.
Nice.
This is it. It's more than a ream. More than a ream.
Nice.
But these right here are some of the first drawings I ever did of Sparks, the Sparks we all know and love today.
Oh, wow. He's a minifig.
He is a minifig, and that's what's very important to this story. When Bricks in the Middle started, Volume 1, which you guys can't see, Volume 1 is archived and hidden from public view. But Volume 1 was minifigures. Oh, here's that drawing. I told you of me holding the microphone.
That's
and
good.
On the stage.
That's good.
So it was minifigs because at the time, and actually still, if you look on the internet, most Lego comics draw the characters as minifigs.
I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? Every single Batman and DC thing I got in my sets that my comic book come out with the minifigs.
Yeah, right. Minifigs. So I did the same thing. And Matthew built the website. He built the first bricksinthemiddle.com website. He established all the social accounts, and we started. We put up a teaser page.
Mm-hmm.
And we said something is building because that was clever. But we were very low key about it. We didn't even say who was behind it. It was just like, oh, this thing called Bricks in the Middle showed up, and we didn't, you know, we weren't pushing it marketing wise because that wasn't the point. And we started making comics, and so the very first thing I did was make comics about what the heck this thing is. So we here at Bricks in the Middle like to make fun of ourselves as much as we make fun of everything else.
I love it.
Because I feel like if you can't make fun of yourself, you have no business making fun of anyone else.
That's it.
And so we started making these comics about what the heck is Bricks in the Middle, because nobody knew what Bricks in the Middle was. And we were launching a thing called Bricks in the Middle. And so we had a comic that was like, do you think Bricks in the Middle is maybe a new Lego show? Maybe it's a new event.
There
right?
You go.
So we had a comic about that, and the punchline was that, oh, that would be great because there's no Lego shows in the United States.
Right.
There's 20. And I mean, you could also see like Sparks went through a couple different design looks.
Oh, I don't like that Sparks.
So there's no glasses on this Sparks.
I don't like that Sparks.
He's also wearing the green sweater vest with the blue collar shirt, which is a common city minifig.
Yeah.
He also has that super overused tousled hair.
Yeah.
Now, the reason it's like that is because when I was designing Sparks, the main character, who at that time was not named Sparks, he didn't have a name back then. But I was trying to make a character using as common as elements as I could.
Sure.
So that if you wanted to build one at home, you could do it. That was the point. So that's why I was going through like, oh, maybe I'll do this tousled hair. And I don't like that hair. I hate that hair. But it gets used all the time, right? By everybody. Everyone uses that hair.
Isn't that Chase McCain has that hair, doesn't he?
He does. Everybody has. So yeah, the first comic, I thought it was appropriate. The first comic teasing about the comic was a minifig version of Matthew K. That's Matthew's face.
Yeah, it is.
Talking to me, a minifig version of me. We're having like coffee or something. And I don't even remember what the joke was. But so we released like 3 or 4 of these teaser comics. And then when it launched, the joke was, oh, we fooled you. The comic, I mean, Bricks in the Middle is a comic series, and we've been showing you it for the last like 2 months. That was like the big, hello, we fooled you. So that was the thing. That was the big hurrah. And so we launched it. It was a website. It was a comic series. Nothing else to it. There was no store. There was no money. There was no donation. There was no nothing.
Yeah.
And I didn't promote it. I didn't market it heavily. And all was good in the world, right? All was good in the world. This was my minifig face. So we got up to, I want to say 4 or 5 of these comics. And this is nights and weekends for me.
Yeah.
While working at Lego. And Matthew donating his time outside of the stuff he was doing. And I don't want to get too much into it because, again, I don't want to derail from this main part of the story. But let's just say your friend Kevin was called into the principal's office at work. And was told,
what you talking about that here, sir?
And was told, why are you making an unauthorized comic for fun at home about Lego?
Yeah.
And I said, well, because it's at home and I can do whatever I want. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, not how it works. And so I was told that I had to cease and desist the comic, and that additionally, the use of minifigures as the art style was a copyright infringement. And so I attempted, as any person would, to throw as many grenades as I could at once and say, yeah, but look at here and here and there, and look at this, and what about these people? And
that directions never works, Kevin.
Never works. Never. It was out of a place of panic.
I know.
But never works. And also, but they don't work here, Kevin. You do. I'm like, So I was told that yeah. So what's interesting is, and again, we'll discuss this in detail later.
Yeah.
But I was told that the comic series, as an entity, as an organization, whatever you want to call it, 100% fine. Can exist, should exist, great. We'd love it. Can't use minifigs as the art style, copyright infringement. Whatever, fair enough. Me being involved any way, shape, or form, not approved.
No.
I couldn't be involved. So I was told I had 2 options. It either just ends, lay it to bed, goes away, sails off, or that I needed to officially hand the whole thing over to someone else and they do it. And so I said, nope, not doing that. So this is my thing. Obviously Matthew's helping me. It's not only my thing, but this is my thing. This is my idea. This is my passion. And I'll be damned if someone else is going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I said, then it goes away. So after only being a real thing out in the ether for probably 4 months, maybe, we had to shut it down.
Wow.
And so the site, bricksinthemiddle.com, the whole website turned into a sad emoji. That was Matthew's idea. He thought it was funny.
I respect that, sir.
Matthew switched it to a crying face emoji.
Good.
And he took the legal footer, the thing at the bottom says, this site is not endorsed by the whatever. And he blew it up to size like 30 font, and he put it underneath the emoji.
I respect that as well, sir.
So when you go bricksinthemiddle.com, there was no word, there was no note, there was no nothing. It popped up and it would have the sad face, and it would say, this site is not endorsed by the Lego group. And so
good job, Lego, crushing, dashing, destroying dreams. That makes me happy.
I was sad.
Yeah.
So that being said,
yeah, we can't end on this note though. You got to keep going.
I know. Before we shut it off, before we had to shut it off, we did make some things to market the comic, and I want to show those to you guys.
Absolutely.
We made business cards. So this is a square business card.
You can put your beer on it.
Bricks in the middle, on the front, and on the back it has a minifig writing, and you'll see it says bricksinthemiddle.com. It says up there, funny comics, ? And then there's the email address, hello@bricksinthemiddle.com, which is still active. You can use it. And I say, email scam? And again, if you can't make fun of yourself, you have no business making fun of anyone else.
There you go.
So there's some Easter eggs in just this as Easter eggs. There are 3 different versions. I made like chaser cards. So there's 3 different versions. You can barely see it. This is supposed to be Matthew's head.
I see it.
So there's Matthew's hair. Same information, doesn't change. This is supposed to be Sparks's head.
Sure.
And this one's supposed to be mine.
I see what you did there.
And they have 3 different colors. So there was like, oh, there's 3 different ones to collect. These are the last 3.
Oh,
These are my 3 that I have 2 sets, but I kept one of everything we've ever made. So these are the last. They don't exist anymore. But as you can see, they're minifigs, and we don't do minifigs anymore.
that's true.
And also, if you look, the logo really, really small.
Yeah.
Underneath it, if it'll actually get in focus,
Back a little bit. There it is.
it says a series from Kevin Hinkle.
I love it.
Now, the reason I did that, it's a little selfish, is that I thought that would help. All right, I'll be perfectly honest. I thought if I put my name on it, people know who I am, and maybe it'll do something in terms of, well, we know who he is, so it's worth a shot reading.
Yeah.
It no longer has my name on it. The stuff that still has my name on it is just leftover stuff we still have in terms of physical items. But digitally, my name is no longer on the logo of anything.
Yeah.
It's like switching from Walt Disney Co. to just Disney Co. So we had those. We did those before we got shut down. We also had some bricks made, 1x8 white bricks. These are the same bricks we use today.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those.
But you can see it has my little thing down there in the bottom, my name.
I don't think it's going to come in focus.
It's all right.
There it is. Barely.
1x8 bricks in the middle. These are the same bricks we use today, but we had them back then.
Nice.
We also have 2x2 tiles.
I got one of those. Maybe. Put your other hand over top.
Yep.
Backside of it.
So that one is just like the brick. It's got the old logo style, but there it is. And here's the really special thing. We made a minifig. So common parts, right? This is the very first ever made version of Sparks as a promotional item.
Oh, wow.
He has a different face, you can see.
Yeah.
I made these cards. I thought they were clever. It has a brick through it. So I used the Lego Muji hole punch. We can talk about that at some other day, but it's an official Lego product, which has the stud diameter on a hole punch.
Nice.
I punched it and just used plates. Here's a funny story. Shout out to our friend Brainy Bricks. Brainy Bricks met up with me at Philly Brick Fest last year in 2018. I gave him one of these, not this minifig, but a card. And he said, bro, this is awesome. How did you do this? I explained it all. Fast forward to this year, Brainy Bricks gave me his card with the kid on the bed with the brick through this. And I love it. And I joked and I said, that's a clever idea, Brainy Bricks. How did you come up with that?
Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah.
And he goes, oh, so what I did is, and he I get it. He's busy. He's got a lot of things on his mind. And he told me the whole story. I go, Brainy Bricks, I told you how to do this last year.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you didn't. I was like, yeah, I did. We had a whole conversation about it. And I explained how and he goes, oh yeah. I love it. I think it actually is great. I am not an idea hoarder. I just thought it was funny because I was trying to be funny and he didn't get the joke. So that was our first minifig. These were only ever given out at one show, Brick Fair, New England, in 2015. Whatever was the last year it happened. I went for fun. I was not on the clock at that show. I was totally there for fun. Didn't wear anything with Lego logos on me. That was one of our 2 presentations that Matthew and I did about Bricks in the Middle, and everyone that went got one of these. So they got one of those. So there's not a lot of these out. Those things were distributed and given out. We also had some stickers after that made. So we have this sticker. You guys have seen this one.
Yep.
Another funny story. I couldn't decide between these two designs. This one is, in retrospect, I get it. It's dumb. At the time, couldn't decide. So I was like, man, I like the logo because it's the logo and it has the URL. You know where to go.
Mhm.
But I like this one because this is the icon on all the social media sites. Like, this is what people see.
Mhm.
And I was like, which one do I do? Which one do I do? And I had both in the cart. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to order both of them.
There you go.
In retrospect, in reflection,
Mhm.
this one's useless because it doesn't give you any information about where to go. So, boop. Yay. So these are still lingering. We still have these. We're still giving them out. There are still some to be had.
I actually have them back here on the box.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
And I did a test run of so now we're actually, before I get into that, and I'm gonna speed up just so we're not going too much further. Fast forward to me not working at Lego. I'm talking about within.
Wait, we're 15 to 17 already. Okay.
Yeah, so the comic was officially dead for like, I don't know, year and a half.
Yeah.
No information, no update. What's funny? Here's another funny haha moment. I didn't say anything about it. I was told by Lego that I was not allowed to say anything about them telling me I can't do it. So I just had to cease and desist.
That's sweet. That's really sweet of you, Lego. Thanks.
What's funny is that we did that. And then fans started saying, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to realize, oh, Kevin's illustrating this comic. And so they would start posting on social media, Kevin, what happened to your comic? And my boss and people at Lego read those comments and were like, you need to, like, you shouldn't have just done it cold turkey. You should have made a statement. I said, nope, you wouldn't let me make a statement. You can't go backwards now because people are upset.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not affecting you. It's only affecting me. So I don't understand why you care. But these were conversations that happened behind closed doors. But the comic was totally dead about a year and a half. Within hours, I'm talking hours, within hours of me not working for Lego, I called Matthew and said, Matthew, get ready to turn Bricks in the Middle back on. He was like ready to bring out the trumpets. He was like, dude, I'm ready. What do I do? And so we like, I mean, within days, we switched the Bricks in the Middle website, which was still there, was still a sad face. We switched it to a we're sorting our bricks. Something is coming soon. So it kind of reverted back to that teaser site again. People were excited. I was excited. Sure. I mean, I was going through a lot of emotions then. I was at least excited to bring the comic back. And that was my, like, really, honestly, one of the first things I thought out of the door was, I can do my comic now. I was like, I can make that back. But I didn't want to bring it back with minifigs because I could understand what they're saying about copyrighted material.
Sure.
Now, I am on the other side of the fence now, and I go, yeah, every other comic has minifigs.
Yeah.
But you know what? Fine. Point taken. I will take it as a challenge to come up with my own branding, my own art style, my own IP that I own. Amen. That you cannot take from me. So we decided to do a contest to help solidify the style, because I was actually torn. I did like a couple different sketches of what the new Sparks would look like. Oh, and I didn't mention this, but Sparks, here's another Easter egg for you.
Okay.
The reason Sparks is named Sparks is because when I was trying to name him, Jim, who was helping me spitball things back and forth back then, he said, what is it that you hope to get out of this comic or out of this thing? And I said, I hope that people find it entertaining. I hope that people find it educational. And I hope that it kind of sparks something from people, like it sparks creativity or it sparks imagination. Yeah. And he was kind of genius about taking my words and throw them right back at me. And so I said that, and he goes, well, why don't you use Spark? Like, use Spark as a word. And I was like, that's kind of like a dog's name. Like, and he's like, yeah, but not Sparky, but like use like Sparks. I'm like, I could use Sparks. I guess that works. So it was born out of that desire that this comic inspires you in some way, whatever that way is. And so the main character is named Sparks. Now we take it a step further. He does have a last name. His last name has been written in the comic before. You may not have spotted it, but it's there. And in one of the newer comics, it's said aloud in a speech bubble, so you'll see it. But I won't reveal it now unless you've already seen it. But but he does have a last name, and putting it together does make sense.
There you go. I love it.
But we did a contest to decide the new look.
Mm-hmm.
I was torn on what I wanted to look like, and Matthew was also torn. So we put a poll up, and that was our first like relaunch contest, and we called it Identity Crisis. And again, I really believe in a lot of ways that I think we handled it all well, considering it was this thing that me and Matthew did for fun. Lego slapped us and told us no. We had to shut it down with no notice to anybody. It had to stay dead for a year. We got to relaunch it again, but then we had to change it. Like, knowing everything that we had to go through for those 2 years, I think we handled it well.
I think so.
I think like image wise and branding wise, we did as good as we could have
Totally.
done. And so we did the Identity Crisis contest, and it was also a giveaway where you could go on and we had prizes that we shipped out. So we had a new minifig, the new one. This was the new one. He has a new face, which is like a classic smiley.
Yeah.
But with glasses. And you can see that this one has a badge on it. The first one did not. And I had ordered these badges. So the custom printing is by Eclipse Graphics. I had ordered them for this one, and they didn't show up in time. So the first ones never had badges on them. These badges came in. It does say in very small writing, Sparks. If it's probably too, yeah. It says Sparks. It says USA.
Yep.
And it says NBC Lug. And NBC, it does not stand for the news station.
Nope.
It stands for New Brick City, which is where he lives. So, and that's been said in the comic. He actually, there's an issue where he gets a flyer to go to a meeting.
Yeah.
So we shipped out these to people that would win our new giveaway. And we also, I had ordered some caricature sketch cards. So artists that go to like Comic Cons, they have like a card and they can draw, and it has their branding already on it.
Yeah.
Also, like caricature artists, I have Bricks in the Middle branded ones that I have, and we sent out some of those kind of again to inspire people. Matthew and I signed it, and we said, draw your own comic, like kind of trying to be inspirational.
Absolutely.
So
it's coming across loud and clear, Kev.
Good. I'm happy.
Yeah.
We tried to involve people. People voted. We picked the final look. The look that was in that post, not quite what it looks like now, but it was, the three looks were very different though.
Yeah.
Like one was like very like chibi style, like all round giant head and a little tiny body. Another one was more realistic, just like kind of the stuff I draw like in my sketch streams.
Sure.
And then the third one was the style we really have now, but it just wasn't quite as refined as it is now.
Yeah.
That one won. We went with it, and we launched our first comic post Phoenix Reborn. And that first one was called Legally Compliant. And it was all filled with Easter eggs and inside jokes. It's out there. You can read it now. When we relaunched the site, we switched volume 1 to archive. I told Matthew, I don't even want anyone from Lego seeing those old comics up. I just don't even want to deal with it. And so we switched it. They are on the site, but no one can see them except for us with the admin rights.
Hey, just a fun idea.
Yeah.
You should make them available to your Patreons.
We've discussed
level 1 million.
At some point, maybe it's just a time thing.
Yeah.
At some point, volume 1 will come back again. But they're there. They're just hidden. But volume 2 launched with Legally Compliant. The new Bricks in the Middle store has a Legally Compliant t-shirt that you may purchase if you wish. And the whole joke of the comic was, what in the heck? You look very different than the last time I saw you, which was you were a minifig last time and now you're a human. I'm happy with what we did. I think it looks great. I'm proud of it now. And just to kind of wrap up where we are, because I think that's yeah. So you guys have seen since then. We're still giving out the bricks. We're still giving out the tiles. We're still giving out the stickers. We made some newer ones. These are the ones I didn't show earlier.
I showed one of those.
Yeah,
Now.
the black one, right?
Yeah, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I just showed it, like literally messing with you. Yeah.
So there's 3 of these too. I like the whole chaser thing. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Or varieties. So there's 3 different ones of these. This was a test. The size was a little too small because I have a speech bubble in there with writing. Yeah. So I think if I reorder these, I'll go one size larger. But again, my insanity says that I want to make everything a joke. Yeah. So like I want the stickers to be a joke about being a sticker. And they kind of are. He's saying like he's trying to push the Lego sets out of the way. I want to do a new card for our new figure because we have a brand new figure. This is the newest one. I want a new card that makes fun of how it's not the mascot because that's not legally compliant, but it's a sig fig.
It's so blur. Oh, there you go.
There he is.
And then I'm very proud of this one.
Yeah, Victor did some special.
Very, very proud of the Pink Bucket Nation version of Sparks.
He's gasping for air. And since then too, I mean, we've had this right here. So here we are, Brick Journal Magazine.
Yeah.
This is issue 52 from August of last year. And this is like a dream come true. We started this story with this, right?
Yeah.
Huge inspiration. Aphel's Greg Hyland. This is our crossover issue. That's Greg Hyland right there. I reached out to him. I got his permission to draw him in the comic. Sparks in the comic is reading the Aphel's comic.
Wow. Greg
gave his permission. There's the frog. We looked at the frog earlier, right?
Yeah, we did.
Greg specifically said I had to draw the frog on his shirt. That was non-negotiable. Greg drew the artwork for the minifig in the last panel.
Oh.
And I'm like, as someone who inspired me to be able to draw a comic with him in Brick Journal was like, it's a different level. It's like, how did this happen?
Show the cover of that one so we'll know.
So this is issue 52. So it's got the woman on the balcony.
I see her.
Ooh
la la.
And this was the first Brick Journal that Bricks in the Middle was printed in. So we made an exclusive comic for that, and it was fun. And then after this, talking with Greg, it certainly was not my intention to boot Greg from this magazine, but Greg was saying that he had been doing this for years and years and years. I mean, we're talking like a decade.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm busy with other stuff. Is it possible that we could alternate?" And so now every other issue of Brick Journal has a Bricks in the Middle comic, and on the other one it has an Aphel's comic.
You gotta love that.
And so like I've gotten it printed in. This one is 53. There he is over there, and 55. But so like Greg and I occupy the same space now, hand in hand.
That's awesome.
And it's just like it's. I couldn't have asked for a better.
Huh?
Couldn't have asked for a better situation. So the older comic. So Brick Journal is behind like current.
Okay.
New Bricks in the Middle comics are uploaded to the website and through social. Also, I should say, since we're now kind of done for the future, for the current volume, we have been kind of experimenting and playing around with how we distribute the comics and what's the way that makes the most sense. And so people that sign up for the newsletter, they get the email.
Yeah.
You will get the comics along with extra information that other people don't get.
Okay.
So you will get information of who was the cameo in that comic.
That's like definitely something you want to know, folks.
Yeah. And so in comic 11 that just went, Brian, Bricks O'Brien, he's our cameo. And so if you just see it on social, which is fine, you can see it on social, it'll be on social. But you might not know who the heck that is. And so in the email, it'll have his actual photo next to his cameo, and it'll tell you about him.
Are you gonna now? I should have probably checked, or if I saw something with his face on it. I saw something somewhere.
We used it as
do you have links and stuff like that with him too, or no?
his handle, his @ handle. So in the email, there might be a link or two. I don't know.
Okay.
I need to look.
I didn't mean to put you on spot there, Kev. I'm just
yeah. There's definitely, we put obviously real name, and then like what's your if you have like a Lego username, we put that on there so you know where to find them. And also the email subscribers, they get a little process photo. So I take some of these drawings that I showed you guys, and I will scan the pencil work and show you the pencil work for that comic.
That's awesome.
And I'll show you the ink work. And so you get a little bit extra. The comics are still free. They will be free. You can find them on social media and on the website. But the emailers get a little bit something extra.
Nice.
And so,
also for the book, when do we get a book?
My thinking is that, like, to justify paying, it needs to be hefty. So I think 100 comics is what I'm going for.
What are you at right now?
13, 14.
I love it. So 2 more weeks. It'll be out 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Verify that, Nick. He said it.
Fact check. We fact checked it. Okay. So the Bricks in the Middle website is got a brand new coat of paint. It's up. We're in volume 3 now. The plan is to keep sharing new comics. I think every 2 weeks is the plan. Okay. And we'll go for as long as we go before I break apart and we need to take another break. But they're there. There's a store now. We have 2 different shirts. You can buy 2 different shirts. There will be more things. We have enamel pins coming soon.
Ooh.
And they're already ordered. They're just waiting for them to come in. And then also we have been giving away a ton of these new Sparks minifig, but you will soon be able to purchase it because we're going to start limiting how we give these out. There may be, you can always buy it if you want, but
you can buy it.
Getting it free might be a little bit more tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a slightly quick version of the Bricks in the Middle tale. But if you can believe it, if you can believe it.
Did you say quick?
Yeah. But I have a lot of fun doing it. Those of you that read it, I appreciate it. And the thing I love the most, like it warms my heart, is when a comic goes up and then all the comments are like, that's totally me, or like, I know that person, or this was me last Tuesday, and they tell me this whole story about how that was something they experienced. Especially when people read the comic and then they tag someone else. I'm like, oh, they're sharing it with other people. Like, it's great. And I have like piles of stuff like this where it's like real quick. Like, I'm at my desk. Here's 4 squares. Here's some blobs. And here's random dialogue. And I'll draw this one day. And that goes there. Like, I have piles of those.
Good.
And when I decide to work on a new comic, I'll pull one out and I start drawing it. And a comic usually takes me about a day and a half. So like
3 days.
Like 10 hours.
Like 25 hours.
10 hours to draw and ink it.
Yeah.
And then as for coloring and editing and text, doesn't take as long.
Yeah.
But that's like 3 to 5 hours. So, I mean, each comic, we're looking at a decent little chunk of time.
I think you should time lapse them and put them up on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you should time lapse them and put them up on your Bricks in the Middle YouTube channel. Oh.
So everybody, that's it. That's the tale of Bricks in the Middle.
Great story, Kev.
If you have any questions about it, throw it in the comments. I'd be happy to talk about it. If you see me at a show, feel free to talk to me about Bricks in the Middle. I always have Bricks in the Middle swag with me. Whether or not I remember or have the time to share out loud that I have them is a different story. But I always have Bricks in the Middle swag with me.
Oh, ditto.
And usually Julian does too.
Yeah.
When he's not tapped out for the moment.
Hey man, boot and rally. I'm just saying.
Yep. And even though I am the illustrator and I draw everything for Bricks in the Middle, Matthew does everything else. So he does all the web stuff. He does a lot of the social stuff. He does everything with email. I don't even touch email with Bricks in the Middle. So he is definitely my partner in crime on it. He likes to be in the shadows. He doesn't like attention,
like Darkwing Duck. No.
but I also don't like it when people just don't know that he does anything.
Yeah.
So, shout out where it's due.
There you go. Okay, then that was excellent, Kevin.
Thank you. So
Proud of you.
That's Sparks.
And
that's Julian.
And that's Kevin.
And I'm Kevin.
Yeah. From all of us here at Bricks in the Middle.
At New Brick City.
Remember,
Bricks in the Middle has no motto. Gotta sort those bricks.
Bye, everybody.